sort of south of DC area or whatever, it's better. Like, even, I mean, I don't go on 95 if I can help it, but even if I had to. Anyways, it's just less. The Northeast is a mess. To come out of New Hampshire and try to get across,
Yeah, because you have so many more miles to go than I do.
well, yeah, because, well, to my sons in Philly is about 400 something miles.
Oh, so you have your son's in Philly. That's
He's
why
outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, normally I don't, and I don't ever stop. I just stopped this year because he didn't come home for Christmas. So I was like, well, I'm going to swing in, and then Liz has moved to outside of Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Oh, I keep forgetting she's not here anymore.
Right, so I, she said, well, rather stop in and see me, and I'm like, so it was about 4 hours from Jeff in Philly, so I went that way, because usually I'm out on 81.
When are you going to go back up?
May, maybe. I'll see how. I think I'm on track to get everything done on my house that needs to be fixed. They're minor things, but it's just as hard to get people to come and do small things. This is big things. I did in this 1 week that I realized I've only been here a week. I signed a contract with a roofer. Materials already been dropped off, and I'm on the list as soon as they get. So that. And weeks I was trying to do it up in New Hampshire and call people that I got, trying to line up something, and I couldn't get contractors to call me back, and I wasn't standing in the house, and one gave me an estimate that was sky high and didn't really look at what my anyways, it was better to have somebody stand there and down the park. And this company that doesn't people in the park are using now. I took his name off the sign, I called them up, he called me back the same day, came that afternoon, looked around, talked to me like I was the only customer he had. He spent all kinds of time, wrote up the contract. We called the insurance company. They said, "Yep, pay it." It's like I was under contract, so I was like, so, and I paid them a deposit, and the money for the rest is in the bank. So they're done. But I have siding that I have to repair. It's so minor that I just Where are you staying down here? Just rent someplace? Do you have the condo?
Right off Kings Highway in
Oh,
Loveland.
it's not damaged.
Well, we have soffit and fascia in our whole place, but my place, nothing. Now, we're going to have an assessment of all
Water and everything.
No, I mean, my personal place is 100%, but we're probably going to have to pay at least $500 each. There's 200 units, yeah, for the common stuff. I was just praying it was only in the hundreds and not the five, because a friend of mine not far away, $7,000 in
That
fact,
each person in the condo had to contribute, like a one-time thing, but right.
7,000.
But that's
not
cool.
bad.
That's
So,
good.
well, our condo is a plot of land of another condo, and we're all solid brick, and I don't know what's underneath their siding, but out of their 200 units, 30 of them are uninhabitable. We didn't have any uninhabitable. So there's those things all along the things you put your stuff in when your house is a little bit. When we drive through
iPods or whatever they are.
yeah.
So, does insurance, like insurance over your condo, would it have covered you to pay an extra, for damage of a
What do you call it? Not the copay. The deductible on the insurance is so high, not just us, everybody. It's almost unusable.
Mine's 5% of the value.
We have to pay the full amount because the deductible is sky high. You would almost have to have the whole place raised. So basically, you're paying all this money and you're almost no chance to use it.
But those people that has to be $7,000,
They had horrible. Well, they're the same thing. Now, what happened with them is we don't have car tolls, which we always wanted, but their car tolls demolished all their cars. She has a new car, so they had so much damage.
part of me, and I don't know where you would have put it, because where would you have put it, but I feel like if I had a car, if I was evacuating myself out of the hurricane, you had enough notice from something was coming. Well, I'm just saying, I would have tried to find someplace inside for my car to be, because my neighbor had his truck just outside. My palm tree fell on his truck. I'm like,
I wish truck is they're rebuilding all the cars. I said, I'm so glad now we don't have one. I'd rather put up with the sun in the car.
Right.
And she said, oh no, we're doing it all again. And I said, that thing's just so fun. And she said, what's the chance it's going to happen again? I said, well,
there's probably a good chance.
yeah. So all their cars are damaged.
In about an hour or so. No, I don't think my house will be fixed for a year at least. No, they just found another about $70,000. No, we're up well over 3 I put 4, we started, we wrote to
These books are something else.
Bienvenido. My name is Lori Douglas, and I'm out of breath. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I am your worship associate for this service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County. Maybe I'm not over that long COVID. I'm still about 5'6". I have wispy salt and pepper hair, and I'm wearing a black and white floral kind of a jacket and black pants. Today, in our location, we also honor the Calusa natives, the ancestors of our land. We begin our service each week by sending an invitation to gather together, even as though we're scattered many different places, and whether our sacred space be virtual or live. This service is being recorded on YouTube and will be alive and will be available after the service on our YouTube channel. Your patience will be appreciated because there's a slight delay at the end of the close down for the connection. I'd like to remind you of a couple simple procedures. Some of you have heard enough and have memorized them. That's very cool. This would be a good time to put your phones in meditation mode. For those with us virtually, you may wish to have a chalice or a candle available for our chalice lighting ritual. For those in the sanctuary, we ask that you socially distance as appropriate and use masks in the sanctuary as needed elsewhere, unless you have some medical reason not to. Our COVID numbers have gone up, as we all really know, and so our precautions need to follow as much as we can. So we want to help keep each other safe. I wish to express my gratitude today for those who made this service possible. To all of those, particularly who make this physical space a joy to behold. This day, we particularly hold up Laura L., our VP on the board, and others who have spent countless hours securing contracts and working with contractors to get the repairs started, and they start tomorrow. Yay, Laura and the team. To our membership committee, who put together a wonderful breakfast get-together yesterday. In fact, yes, absolutely. In fact, it was so good that we're thinking we should just do this quarterly, whether we have new people interested or not. Those supporting technology this morning, Tom and Corey, and yes, there we are. And to Mary Jane and Sandy, who always are behind the scenes making things run smoother. And to those who made the coffee and brought goodies today, and boy, do we have a bunch, wow. And to our wonderful choir and music director, Jim B., and our guest pianist, Dave M. Whatever the faith or the country of your heritage, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whomever you love, you are welcome here. Whether you rolled in or came in on little feet or walked in briskly, you are welcome here. Or if you clicked in at home, you are welcome here. Whether you're relatively new to our community or have been an active member for decades, you are welcome here. We're glad you chose this congregation as your place of worship today. If you're new here or returning from a long way or haven't had the opportunity to introduce yourselves to the congregation, please stand in body or spirit or wave and state your first names and where you are from so that we can welcome you. Anybody? There we go. Hi.
My name is Kate and I'm from Connecticut.
Wonderful. Welcome, Kate. Hi.
Hi, I'm Judy. I'm from Rochester, New York.
Welcome, Judy. Hey.
From Rochester.
Two of you from Rochester. All right. Thank you. We're not Rochester folks. Any others? All right. And hi.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm a very long-term member here, and I'm Snowbird from Cape May, New Jersey.
Welcome, Stephanie. Welcome back. We missed you. Yay. We missed you in body, but you were here in spirit. I know that. So, if you haven't already, please take the opportunity to meet with one of our membership team following the service. If you're on the membership team, please flag. There we go. Okay, there's some folks. All right. If you're new at home and would like to learn more about us, you can email Mary Jane at office@uufcc.org or visit our website at uufcc.org. All right. We continue this month with our theme of finding our center. Unfortunately, our scheduled guest, Reverend Ken Herto, will not be with us today. Instead, we'll have the opportunity to hear the words that he has chosen, particularly important on this day before the celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday tomorrow. These words will be presented by some of the newer and future members of the Worship Associate team. We'll now open this sacred space by turning our attention to the chalice through the words of Reverend Florence Kaplow. Reverend Kaplow is the minister of the UU Fellowship in Urbane-Champaign, Illinois, and she's also a writer and ordained Soto Zen priest. We light this chalice today in honor of the Unitarian Universalist first principle to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We recognize that these are not just words to be spoken. Instead, they call us out of our comfort into an ever-deepening commitment. A commitment to make the commitment that we make to the rights of all those whose inherent worth and dignity are denied or diminished or destroyed by systems of oppression. And they call us into the practice of looking into our hearts with courage and honesty. So today, I ask you to think about how you may step out of your comfort zone and to act on your own commitment. I ask you to think about that today during our service. How you may step out of your own comfort zone and act on your commitment. Now, as I look around for the lucky person, I'm going to ask Dick, would you please come up and light our chalice today, Dick? As he lights our chalice here in the sanctuary, and you are lighting yours at home, please join me. Whoops, I got to get a light first. Sorry, helps if I get it together. Thank you, Dick. So while Dick is taking care of the candle here, and you're lighting yours at home, please join me in reciting our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. It is our aspiration to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. We now will enjoy some moments while Dave M. comes up and shares his version of Amazing Grace.
An old member, Marilyn Reeve, asked me to play for her memorial service. Unfortunately, it happened during the summer when we were up north, so I dedicate this song to her.
Thank you so much, Dave. I'm sure that Marilyn enjoyed that. Thank you. Now, let us welcome Jackie W. to share our opening words that were written by Amanda Gorman.
May this day we come together, mourning we come to mend, withered we come to weather, torn we come to tend, battered we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been readied by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward. This is our door, our portal. Even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next. What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswear, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed, and now those moments we make, the moments we meet, and our hearts once altogether beaten, now altogether beat. Come, look up with kindness yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember, not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow. We heed this old spirit in the day's lyric. In our hearts we hear it. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne.
Thank you, Jackie. Please rise in body and or spirit and join the choir in singing hymn number 1923, Building Bridges. 1023, sorry. 1023 in the Teal hymnal, Building Bridges. This is a round, and we're going to break into three parts. I'm going to ask the front part of the group over here to be the first part, the back to be the second part, and the group over here to be the third part. When it's your turn to sing, we're going to sing it all together first. When you see your choir members, the first part sing, stand up with them, okay? And keep going. You'll catch on. I have faith.
Or not, yeah. They're standing now.
So how'd you do? It's pretty good, I think. It was a good round. We We now move to the Book of Life. We have a long tradition at UUFCC of sharing our joys, sorrows, and life milestones by entering them into the Book of Life. Kathy is now bringing that up. Thank you, Kathy. Here. These messages in the Book of Life can be written here at the back, when the book is in the back of the sanctuary, or you can do that at home by sending them in to the entries to the Book of Life at uufcc.org. Please send them by Saturday so we can get them in for the Sunday worship, and we will read them on Sunday with all of the others. Today, the message, and here is a joy. Yesterday was our 34th anniversary. Please join us after the service to celebrate with some cake. Dave and Florence Martin. Yay! 34 years. Next, I will be physically marching in the Martin Luther King parade tomorrow. I will do it with all of you UUs in spirit or body. We'll talk about that later. I look forward to seeing you at the parade and at the NAACP membership meeting on January 21st. If you could do a small volunteer 2-hour max at the meeting, please see me after the service, says Linda Richardson, waving her hand in the back. Thank you, Linda, for that. A few others here. Don L. is under the weather. He has a blood clot in his leg, which is hindering his walking. Good news, Carol B. is finished with treatments and is gradually improving. Kay, Mona, and Deeb, and Pat E. have been under the weather. Kay's here today. She's making it out. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. All right. So, may we hold these and our unspoken joys, sorrows, and milestones in our hearts. May we also hold one another in love and tenderness, so that this fellowship may be a source of strength and comfort, courage and hope in the days and weeks ahead. Let us take a moment of silence for reflection. I'll bring you back with the bowl. I'd now like to introduce our own Bill Stanwood, who will be reading the works of Reverend Ken Hurto today. Bill has been here for over a decade with us in this fellowship as a friend, and he has been active on the grounds. He's been active with the Green Sanctuary and clearly with the choir. And we thank you, Bill, for coming and sharing this time with us today.
And thank you, Lori. I'm up here at least partly because I can use a tone of voice, I hope, that helps you pay attention, because this sermon is meaningful, and I hope you are able to follow as I read. It's written as titled, "The Love of Justice." We begin with one of Dr. King's favorite quotations from the American Unitarian preacher who said in 1853, "The moral arc of the universe bends toward justice." Dr. King made it famous. President Obama enshrined it in the rug of the Oval Office. As we enter the new year, again we ask, how long? How long before it bends? On a day which counted in 1968, Dr. King changed my life. That spring day, I, along with a dozen other suburban white students, participated in what the Chicago YWCA called an urban plunge. We spent the day in the heart of the Chicago ghetto. It was a heart and eye-opening encounter. That night, we attended a freedom festival at the Stockyards. It was my first experience as a minority. I was among 200 or so white people surrounded by over 10,000 black folk. I did not know then, but soon thereafter, I abandoned hopes for a career in genetics and went on to Harvard and to my calling to ministry. Now, more than half a century later, I still believe the arc bends, but too slowly for my taste. I feel the fierce urgency of now. I am worried for our society. I'm sure you're aware that white supremacists have been emboldened. No longer ashamed, they are openly racist against all people of color or accent. They are pathetically anti-Semitic and homophobic. They are political opportunists and champions of states' rights who challenge the very idea of national democracy. Theirs is a resurgence of Jim Crow and relentless efforts to suppress voting access. I worry. Dr. King warned, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There is no tomorrow. The struggle continues today. The pace quickens. To honor Dr. King, I ask you to think, what is justice? Intuitively, we recognize injustice. But what is justice? For most, it has something to do with the idea that people should receive that which they deserve in the distribution of goods, services, opportunity, reward, or punishment. But how do you determine what anyone deserves? And what do you do with competing claims? What's fair to one often feels just the opposite to another. Let's go deeper. What is justice? Here in brief are 8 understandings of justice. The rule of retaliation. In the book of Exodus, we read, if there is serious injury, you are to take life for life, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. This is the law of the playground. You hit me, I hit you back. Justice is getting even. The trouble with this notion is that it results in a lot of blind people. Justice as the rule of divine law. Justice is what God decrees. This sounds good, but 2 immediate problems arise. Who knows God's law and how? Then there's the dilemma, is what is morally good commanded by God because it is morally good? Or is it morally good because it's commanded by God? Which is the chicken? Which is the egg? The rule of gold. In this version, justice is whatever serves the interest of the strong. Those who have the gold make the rules. It's a version of, because I said so. The rule of nature. The argument is made that we have an innate instinctual sense of what's right and what's good. Justice is whatever does not violate natural order. Again, we have the problem. Who decides what is natural? The rule of exchange. Justice is whatever we mutually agree to. This is the basis of contract law. As long as each does their part, all is good. That is perhaps okay for small exchanges, but what of nations? And what's the proper recourse if the parties don't fulfill the bargain? Further, Two may agree in a way that harms others not at the party. Climate crisis is of this sort. The intractable problem of masks and vaccines are also issues of justice, where individual rights are at odds with the common good. The rule of fairness and liberty. One Sunday, at the For All Ages part of the service, I asked two kids to cut a small piece of cake fairly. My only rule was that the one who cuts the cake gets the last piece. This pretty much ensures an equal division, a fair distribution of cake. We hear this notion of justice all the time. It's just not fair for some people to get more or less of anything. Here, justice of equality, a distribution of goods or meting out of punishment, is just so long as everyone gets what they want without exploiting the other. Equal pieces of the cake or pie is just allotment. This is the core of the idea of due process in law. Indeed, it is why the rule of law is better than the rule of persons. It means justice is not a matter of personal whim. The rule of compassion. If an eye for an eye illustrates the brass rule, do it to others before they do it to you. The golden rule asserts justice occurs when we do unto others as we would be done to. This is common, well-known worldwide teaching. But wait. This assumes we know what others want or need. What if I don't like cake? What if you cannot provide what I most need? This has led some to make the case for platinum rule. Do to others as they would be done to. This suggests justice includes an obligation to respect that we are not all the same. We have diverse needs and desires. And lastly, number 8, the rule of equity. Here, justice is more than equal treatment. Justice occurs when we have fair outcomes. We are not all the same. Our abilities, our needs vary widely. We can readily recognize that Leah prefers cake, but Simone goes for pie. Some employees might prefer a larger paycheck, others longer vacations. Many can vote in person, but some need drop boxes or absentee ballots. Equity leads us toward fair, even universal outcomes that may be achieved by many means. Here's a simple way to keep equity in mind. Imagine 3 kids of differing ages, each wanting to watch a game over a fence. Equality would suggest giving them each a box to stand on. Well, that ignores their differing heights. Equity would note the taller child can see over the fence. The middle needs a box to stand on. And the third, the shortest, she gets 2 boxes because that's what it is needed for her to see. The means is unequal. The result, each able to see, is equal. That is justice. And we'll have a break. We're going to do some music again.
The hymn is 169 in the gray hymnal. We shall overcome.
Someday.
a very important piece to lead us to the second part of this presentation, which I picked up the wrong page. And it's here somewhere. There we go. Part 2, the justice of love. Let me reacquaint you now with our core theology, expressed succinctly in our first principle. We unite to affirm and to promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Historically, we are the Love Church, devoted to loving all of God's children, of any color, of any station in life. We share Dr. King's dream of little boys and girls, black or white, red, brown, or yellow, holding hands, playing and praying together as members of one same body, the human race. We don't talk much anymore about God's nature or a heavenly eternity, but our faith arose in a quarrel over such things. Universal salvation may not be a focus. The daily implications of that belief are still profound. Recall in the 16th century, John Calvin argued that God was all-powerful and had divided the world into two kinds of people, the saved and the damned. Relevant to a discussion of justice is that Calvin's predeterminism means only a few are elected to grace. If not elected, too bad. Nothing you can do about it. And if you are, there is no need to worry about those who aren't. That teaching still prevails in American society. You might say it's even an official theology laced into our social law and fabric. There are a great many who resent, even despise the notion that the undeserving merit our concern. Those losers are just part of those God already has damned. Since our nation's founding, we have built a society of winners and losers. Those with power and wealth clearly are meritorious. If you're poor, uneducated, or of ill health, it's because you're a loser, not a real American. If you are a social minority, you are inherently inferior. You have no dignity, let alone any claim to have a say in how the nation governs itself. When modern Calvinists, notably white, male, Christian nationalists, speak of indigenous people, immigrants, or slaves and their descendants, they justify their privilege as God's law, God's choice. All else will go to hell. This is so deeply assumed in our culture that justice arguments about fairness, efforts to redress inequality, claims we should show respect for diversity, fall on deaf ears. This is why we Unitarian Universalists are so at odds with so much of American culture. Our faith teaches differently. We teach universal love. Our faith calls us to promote a this-worldly, universal inclusion. None is less than a child of the divine. All are by nature worthy, loved and lovable. We are all saved, or none is. That's us, in a nutshell. Desmond Tutu avowed, "We are made for goodness. We are made for love. We are made for friendliness. We are made for togetherness. We are made for all the beautiful things that you and I know. We are made to tell the world that there are no outsiders. All are welcome. Black, white, red, yellow, rich, poor, educated, not educated, male, female, gay, straight, all. We all belong to this family, this human family, God's family. But tell that to your modern subscriber to the prosperity gospel, the belief that financial blessing and physical well-being are always the will of God for them. They will tell you that their riches are evidence of having been chosen. Others will claim their right to power because they are blessed by God. And by inference, those who are poor or powerless deserve being cast aside. As I said, it's a semi-official theology. When you merge Calvinism into our binary politics, you have our social malaise, where the sense of fair dealing is lost to opportunism, where kindness is for losers, where compassion is derided as catering to weakness, where nonviolence is a fool's errand. Though I've thought, preached, that Unitarian Universalism is incredibly difficult, not only are we outside of mainstream theology, we straddle surviving in its culture while abhorring its exploitive values. The free faith is demanding. It calls you to be not just countercultural, but countercultural, to prize and work for love as the condition of justice. Anything less ensures the ongoing war of each against all and the powerful against all others. Unless it is universal, justice is not just. This is the justice of love. Our faith affirms and calls us each and together to be faithful to love, always and in all ways. So let us know our own power. Our privileged position in society is to do something every day, just a bit to ease the burdens of the suffering of others. We don't have to move mountains, but we do have to show up and to speak up. Today's takeaway is this, a reminder of what you already know. Ask yourself over and over again, what would love do? What does love ask of me? The answer is often clear, but not always easy. So be of big heart, show courage, and bend that arc just a bit closer to justice. This is the calling of our faith. May we be worthy. Amen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bill. So much. We gotta find one. There we are. All right. In our tradition, congregations exist because of the generous support of members and friends. It is our privilege and our responsibility to ensure the health and future of this fellowship. I think we've heard a lot of words about why today. To this end, your offerings support the ministry of this fellowship, whether by pledge or donations. You can give by dropping your donation in the baskets. They're being passed around the greeters right now. Or for those at home, you can mail checks to the office, drop them in our mailbox, or call the office to make other arrangements. We also accept donations to the Venmo app at UUFCC offering. Your generosity is always appreciated. If you're with us for the first time, that is your gift to us, your presence. Thank you. We now move to the life of our community. It's time to highlight UUFCC's special events and activities. Please remember to check your UUFCC updates if you don't know about them and want to get them. Contact our office, and you will, and they're very exciting. They come out every week on a Friday. I include calendars and links for via Zoom or in person or all kinds of stuff, of fun things that we can do and play together and live together and worship together. Additionally, if you'd like to have fellowship events highlighted up here during the service, you can email the worship associates at bookoflife@uufcc.org or fill out a card behind in the sanctuary like many people do before the service and hand it to the worship associate. Today I have the following announcements. Okay, tomorrow there's Martin Luther King Parade here in Charlotte County, as you heard from Linda before. Anyone who is interested in walking in the parade with our banner or behind it or driving behind it, please see me after the service. We're to gather at 10 a.m. near the Charlotte Harbor Event Center at 75 Taylor Street in Punta Gorda. The parade begins at 11, and wear warm clothes. So see me afterwards if you would like to do that, please. We have a program council meeting here Tuesday, January 24th at 2 p.m. For those not familiar, program council is a meeting for all of the committee and group leaders to join and share information that is pertinent to the communication and coordination of our community. Another one here, we have Sunday the 22nd from 2 to 4 is the Women's March in support of pro-choice, which starts at Live Oak Point. It's the park left going south on 41 before the bridge. Oh yeah, okay, great. And the Immigration Justice Committee is doing a fundraiser at the Vasani Comedy Club again. How cool is that? Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, for the Kappas group for our guest family project. Tickets are $20, and see Ted, myself, or Betty for tickets. Yay. Our committee meets after the service today, and probably in the sanctuary because it'll be warmer. Monday there's yoga at 3:30, happy hour on Wednesday with John on Zoom. The NAACP meeting is next Saturday, January 21st. And it's the first meeting of the regathered group. See Linda again in the back with her hand raised if you're interested in that. Next Sunday after the service, we will have a question and answer thing about the Kappas group and the guest family. And we do have openings in some of our Chalice Circle groups. If you're not familiar with those, these are wonderful conversation groups that are ongoing with the same group of people and talk about set topics every couple weeks. And it's really fun if you want to get to know people on a deeper level. And contact the office if you'd like to do that. All right, one more announcement. Kay, come on up.
Yay, it's auction time. We are having our first live auction in several years, February 18th. It's a happy hour auction, so it will start at 4:30 with light snacks and a cash bar. The auction website, peoplecomingtogether.net, is open. If you did not get an email from me and would like to know more, let me know after the service. So there's two kinds of auctions. There's a live auction at that time, and that is for meals, services, things that you can provide to other people to have a fun time and to get to know people better. And then the silent auction, which is already open and has had a few bids already, is for some smaller things. I would ask that if you're an artist, consider donating some art. If you're a baker, please see me. We're going to have a dessert contest
with small bite sweets. So if you can do that, please let me know. Go on the website, you'll kind of see what's going on. If you need help with that, again, let me know. But if you did get the email from me, there's a place to click and it will take you right in. You don't even have to remember your login number. So be ready, and we're hoping for a big crowd this year.
I have a question. And is there a fee or a donation to get in?
No.
No fee?
No fee.
donation. Great.
Nope.
All right, good deal. Thank you. So everybody's welcome, and that'll be a fun night. Whether you decide to bid on anything at all, it doesn't matter. It'll be fun. So, now we will have closing words by John L. Where are you, John? There you were. Come on up.
I have to read these off my phone because my printer was destroyed by Hurricane Ian, so excuse me. Good people, our time together has come to a close. May we return to our daily lives not untouched by this time, but inspired to give of ourselves for broadly, more fully, to bring divine and human love to bear on our actions and to guide us in our efforts to create peace and justice among all peoples. Keep bending that arch, friends. Go look up with kindness, ready to take on tomorrow. All blessings to you and yours in the days ahead. Amen. Oh, if you're from the South, if you're from the South and somebody asks you if you're going home, the answer to that question is namaste.
He couldn't resist, could he? So before our final hymn, which is in the Teal Hymnal number 1017, Building a New Way, I would ask you to think, did you get some ideas today or come up with how you're going to challenge yourself? How are you going to move out of your comfort zone and work towards your commitment? Please rise in body and or spirit and join us for our final hymn.
We
Thank you. Time to wake up your phones, and please join us for refreshments in the back. And know that coffee will be available through our weekly volunteers, and you can sign up on the back wall to be one of those volunteers. Enjoy. Oops.